Hello, I thought I would pop by and tell you about some new memory book bundles that I will be bringing to the craft store on Saturday the 26th of June at 10 AM and 1 PM. There's two fantastic bundles, different sizes. This is the first bundle you're going to get. This is the medium size, and this is going to be called the Landscape Portrait Memory Book Bundle. So this is the medium size. So in your bundle you're going to get the cardstock you need in black and white, your A4 in black and white, because out of this bundle you are going to be able to make 4 memory books. So this is the medium bundle. The other thing you're also going to get is your instruction sheet, because out of this you can choose to make your memory books in landscape or portrait. So you've got your size chart, and then you've also got your instructions. So it's all here. So do tune in to the craft store to see how it's all done. I'm going to do a quick video as well, but I wanted to share the bundles with you. So this is the medium bundle, and then let me bring in, it's quite a weighty bundle, so it's great because you've got everything you need in there to make 4 memory books, which is absolutely fantastic. And then let me bring this one in now. This is your large size, so as you can see, a lot bigger. Okay, so you've got bigger sizes there. So we're going to be making these memory books, the small memory albums. Let me just share some finished ones with you. Hang on, let me share. I've got to share with you. So, oh, can I pick them all up? There we go. Right, here's a set of the small ones. So I've made 2 in the landscape and I've made 2 in the portrait. So you've got here 4 albums. If you don't like portrait and you want to make 4 landscape, you can make 4 landscape. If you prefer portrait and don't want to make landscape, again, the choice is yours. Everything is in the bundles. This is the smaller size. So this, or what we're calling medium size. So the medium one, you're going to have an overall finished album that is going to be 18 centimetres by 13 centimetres by 5 centimetres, and on the landscape it's going to come in at 14 centimetres by 18 centimetres by 5 centimetres. Okay, so they're your 4 finished albums. You're going to get everything in them for the photo mats, the lot. It's all in here. So that's your 4 medium. Let me share with you a couple of the finished large. So this is the large size. So this is a large landscape, large portrait. So let me just put a medium up so you can see the different size. I'll put it up in the contrasting colour just to give you an idea. It's hard to sort of show it at this angle. Okay, so that is the difference. So with your large one, your landscape is going to come in at 21 centimetres by 16 centimetres by 5 centimetres, and then your portrait is going to come in, let me bring a portrait white one in just so you can see the different sizes. Okay, so that's the different size. So your portrait large is going to come in at 16 centimetres by 22 centimetres by 5 centimetres. So you've got an option. So those that like to have a bigger memory book and those that like to have a smaller memory book, whether you want to go portrait, whether you want to go landscape, the choice is yours. But out each bundle you can choose, and you're going to have the cutting measurements and also the written instructions actually in with your bundles, thanks to Pink Frog. So you're going to get this sheet with you. But let me run one past you. Let's make a landscape just so you can see how quick and easy it is to put together. So I've gone ahead and I've cut my card for the cover, so you've actually got that on your measurement sheet. Okay, so you'll have that all in with your bundle. This is your measurement sheet, so you'll see here you're going to cut your cover, so whether you want to do the medium size or the large, and also whether you're going landscape portrait. So I won't run past those because you're going to have all those in your bundle. So I've got my 2 covers, so I'm going to bring my scoreboard up actually on the measurements on the centimetre side, and you're going to score these on the long side at 5 centimetres in on both. So just a quick score line. Okay, but all these measurements, as I say, are actually on your cutting guide. All right, and then I'm just going to burnish our score lines, because the foundations of a good memory book are obviously the construction, and this is going to last a long time, so we want this to last. We're going to stick these 2 together. So I'm going in with my EVA glue. So this is the EVA glue from Pink Frog, which is acid and lignin free. So it's absolutely perfect for this. So this is going to archive everything for you. And I'm just going to pop some along here. I'm using the fine tipped nozzle bottles. These are also going to be available on the show. I'm using the larger out the 2. And there's also a finer one, and you actually get both. And personally, I must say, since I've been using these, I'm using a lot less glue. So they are absolutely marvellous. So I'm using a lot less glue. The glue is very good. It's a quick grab and good for binding. It's for book binding originally, so it's absolutely fantastic. And the nice thing about it, it dries clear, but because I've got the fine tip nozzle, I'm not getting all the leakage. Okay, so I've got more control. When you finish using your glue bottle, I mean, it's not going to seep out as well on your counter. When you finish using it, just take your fingers and wipe any excess off round your nib, okay, or your nozzle. All right, because this glue will stick glass, metal, plastic, anything. And of course, this is metal and this is metal. So if there's any on the outside edge, it's going to stick in the top of your glue bottle, which you do not want. So if you have these and that has happened, can I suggest you just take your lid off and soak it in some warm water, okay, because that will help release it. So there's a little bit of glue school. So that is our cover now already done. So now we're going to start on cutting our hinge. So the hinge is actually made out of one of the card blanks that you're going to get in your kit. So it doesn't matter if you've gone for large, it doesn't matter if you've gone for medium, it's all the same, but the cutting guides are all there for you in with your kit, so you don't have to think about it at all. So you're going to cut your 3 pieces, and as I say, that cutting guide is there. So that is my hinge. Keep that, because you can use that for extra photo mats, you can use it for matting and layering on your cover, or stamping accent words to add for your photograph. So we never throw anything away. So I'm keeping that. So these are now for my hinge. So bring in the scoreboard again. And again, all the scoring measurements are there on the cutting guide that you're going to have. So I'm just going to score these already. Okay, so I'm making this with you so you can actually see how quick and easy these are to put together. Okay, now I did bring a bundle with you from Pink Frog a couple of months ago for the square memory albums, and these were very popular, and I know, and I did say that once you start making them, they are very addictive. and you will want to make them again and again and again. But that is the beauty of it. They are so quick to make. That is the great thing about it. So I've scored. Oh, dropped my bone folder. Let me just pick that up. So we always follow scoring with a good burnish. And you will notice with your Pink Frog cardstock, you never get any cracking. No cracking or creasing. It just scores absolutely beautifully. So you haven't got to worry. When you're scoring, I tend to say to people, if they're finding their cardstock is cracking, they're obviously applying too much pressure. But when I score, I use it like a pen. But some people dig it right in. You don't need to dig it in. Just draw it like a pen and drag. So if you're digging it in, that is probably why your cardstock is tearing, because you're putting too much pressure on. The score is the guide. The burnishing is the finishing off. Okay. The next thing you're going to need is some red liner tape. Now, on the show as well, you know I've got the bundles of red liner tape. But for this, for the spine, you are going to need your 12mm red line tape. So if you haven't got any, stock up, because this is just what you need. So I'm not going to put it on the large piece, I'm just putting it on the other two. So this album is going to have 4 pages, or 4 places to put pages, but it actually has 8 pages. So I'm just going to put my red line tape on. I know it's all a bit boring, but there we go. And then from the red line tape out, I just do a small mitre, and then again burnish. By burnishing your red line tape, you are actually pushing the glue from the red line tape into the fibres of the paper. So when you come to pull your red line tape off, you know lots of people do have a problem getting their red line tape off. It comes off a lot easier. It won't stop it being static. I'm afraid that is just the way red liner tape is. It can be static, but it comes off a lot easier, and you will see that because I'm going to actually do this with you. So you will see exactly what I mean. So I've done one, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this one as well. Let's start this side. Okay, but you can see how quick these are to do, and this is what this is all about. You know, making memory books, we want sometimes something that is quick, because sometimes things happen when you don't expect them to happen. These are great to give away as gifts, and I dare I say the C word, Christmas is going to be upon us before we can turn around and blink. So why not be prepared and start making some of these up ready to give as Christmas gifts. You know, these make great special occasion gifts for birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, just for yourself to archive photos of events in as well. These look great sat on a shelf just to archive all your photos. You know, they're just brilliant for that. But they're great for those other occasions as well. You know, how about recipes? Food recipes, you know, recipes that have been passed down through the family. You could write them out or print them out on the computer and put them in the pockets. So there's just so many different ways that these albums can be used. So that's all my red line tape done there. This is the back part of my hinge. So I'm going to fold that over, going in again with my EVA glue. And I'm going to pop this along here. Okay. And then you're going to put this in the middle. So what I like to do is coming in a little bit. Your EVA, you've got that little bit of wiggle room, but not for too long. So don't play about with it for too long, because it is a quick grab. So I've eyeballed that, and that's roughly in the middle, and that's what you need. If you're really concerned, you can go in and measure and just leave a little pencil line if you wish, but I just tend to eyeball it. It all works out. It's absolutely fine. Now the next one's we're going to do the same. Now some of you may say to me, oh, I don't want to do centimetres. I'm doing centimetres measurements on these albums because Pink Frog cardstock comes in centimetres. Okay, however, to convert to inches is really easy. So easy. So please don't be put off if you are an inches person, because it is so easy to convert. So let me just share with you for a minute. So if you look on my paper trimmer, so say the spine we're going to score at 5 centimetres. Well, if you look, it's just literally over 2 inches, it's just slightly over. So that's going to work. So not a problem. You're going to score your pages to make your pocket at 6 centimetres. That's 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay, but you could just take it down to 2 1/4, not a problem. Okay, or you could take it up to 2 1/2, not a problem. So you can still make these and convert the measurements yourself quite easily. And there's a couple of sheets of extra cardstock in the bundle, so you can try it out first if you want to. Okay, so don't worry about if it's centimetres is not your bag and inches is, because it's very easy to convert. So this is my spine. So now we're going to pop this into our book cover. So what I like to do to start with is just fold the wings in and make sure it fits nicely. So I've used the Stack the Deck hinge here. I think Laura Dennison first brought this out. However, I add my twist, which is this piece at the back with the wings. So this counterlevers it. So this means when you're looking at your book, you can lay it flat. And I find by sticking this way, I've used this for albums for years, but I find adding this counterlever makes a big difference. So the first thing we're going to do is put glue on the first one. I'm going quite close to the edge, and then a squiggle down the middle. Okay, so, and then I'm going to pop this in. Now you're going to have a little gap, top and bottom, because your cover is 1 centimetre taller than your spine. So again, just popping this in. Do not put it on the score line, just put it the other side of the score line and pop that down. If you fold it back on itself, you can then push down, go in with your trusty bone folder. Okay, and that stuck that one down. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. That bit of glue might just be in the way. And then just push that in. Open that up to help push that down. That's a bit of wet glue off my finger. But you can see how easily it does come off. And then I just like to go in with my bone folder, pushing that along there. And also along there. Okay, so let me just wipe my lid, pop the cap back on. Okay, and then that is your cover with your spine already done. Okay, so that's the first part, that's all done. Now let's look at these pages. So you've got your cardstock in your kit, it's all there for you. Okay, no cutting. Isn't that marvellous? You see, working with Pink Frog, this has been brilliant because it's making it even quicker for you to do, because you haven't got to worry about doing any cutting. All right, the score lines are on your score guide or your measuring guide, so they're there quite easily. So I'm just going to do my 2 score lines. Okay, let's do 2 more. Let's do another one. And this is the same whether you're doing your medium size album, or whether you're doing your large. I'm doing the large here. The only difference is one of the score lines is different. The other one is exactly the same. Okay, so it's very easy to do. Okay, but as I say, instructions and measuring guide is all there for you. So then you're going to fold your two score lines and give those a nice burnish, and by giving them a burnish it means your pages will sit nice and flat when we put them into the album. Alright, so let me just do that one as well. Now you'll know your red liner tape in the bundles. You get 12mm, which we use for the spine. You get a 9mm, which I have actually used with the portrait version in the spine. That's the only difference. You get your 6mm and your 3mm. I tend to use my 9 and 3 for my medium size albums, or particularly for the portrait actually in this bundle. So for your portrait ones you're going to need 9 and 3, and for your landscape you are going to need your 12. Let me pop that back in its bag. I like to keep them in the bags because then they don't all stick together. I know you can dust on some corn flour or your dusting powder you use for embossing. So you're going to use, for the landscape, you're going to use your 12 and your 6. So let's get the 6 out. So we'll take that out, and this is going to actually be used for creating the pockets. So find the end and then go as close as you can to the edge. Okay. And just give that a little snip. Now I have used red liner tape instead of glue. Now sometimes I use glue, but I'm finding with these, if you use red liner tape, some people can be a bit overzealous with the glue. In other words, they put the glue on a bit too thick, then it spreads, so all of a sudden you've cut down the size that you can put anything in your pocket. But by putting the red line tape on, you know exactly the size of your photo mats is going to fit. So again, that's why I've used the red line tape. So just in case you were thinking. All right. So I'm going to do the same on this one. Okay. There we go. And you'll see I'm always burnishing, and all will come clear as to why. So let's pop that back in its little bag so I know where I am. Now with your pages, I've just done 2 here with you, but you're actually going to do 8. Okay, so if I bring these in, these are 8. Now some people like to decorate their pages before adding to your books, and that is absolutely fine. So if I bring, let me just bring one up to share with you. So if you're decorating these, I would suggest you definitely don't stick your pocket down until you've decorated, because the cutting guide that I've given you also allows for the measurements for your pattern papers. So I've thought of everything for you, and I've done it that you've got your little gap all the way around the edge, because I think that finishes it off nicely. So those just need the photo mats adding in here. So decoration wise, if you're going to use papers, you might want to decorate before you stick in your pockets down. However, if you're going ahead and you are going to decorate with stamps, which is lovely to do, and you can do this quite easily with the pink frog stamps. So if you want to go in a stamp, I've made this one as quite as a masculine version, as you can see. You know, I've done a faux leather technique on the front, so don't just think these albums for ladies or couples and that. You know, you can do one for Father's Day, Christmas, special birthdays. They're great. If I was doing it with stamping, again, I would stamp and ink first before sticking that part down. Okay, so just some little top tips there. So I think we now are ready to go ahead and stick this down in my book. I've just got piles of albums here. It's just absolutely amazing. Amazing, amazing. So let's bring this in. So this is the landscape version. All right, so this is what you're going to do. So you're going to take your first one. I'm going to take this as if it's decorated. That one's stuck down. You're going to take your first one and you're going to lay it down. You're going to butt it, not up to this part. You're going to butt it up close to the hinge, not the spine. That's the spine. This is the hinge. So you're going to butt it up. It should be in the middle because you've allowed your gap top and bottom. And then just check around the edge that you've got a gap top and bottom and you're happy with that. And yes, I'm happy with that. Hold it still. Take your tape off. Just one side, Dawn, didn't cut that very well. And then just carefully flat that back over. Give that a little burnish. And your first one is down. Okay, and that's as easy as it is. To put your second one in, what you're going to do is you're going to take, and what I would tend to do is I tend to do all one side first. So I would go in and then do the same. So I'd butt that up and do the next one. And what you can do is if you hold your fingers just top and bottom, you know it's all lined up with the page underneath. It's all nice and square and you've got that waterfall look here at the end. Okay, and then you take your tape off again and flap that down. But let me show you how then you attach the top page. So do all one side first and then take your tape off. Go in with your trusty EVA because the cardstock in these bundles is acid and lignin free. This is a new concept to Pink Frog. This isn't like the Super Smooth. This is acid and lignin free and this is just for scrapbooking and your mini albums. So it is great that Pink Frog have bought this for us. I mean, you know I'm a big mini book maker and designer and I love anything like this. But the fact they're bringing all these different card sizes in acid and lignin free is absolutely fantastic. Now, some people are frightened of red liner tape, as in the fact of putting the spines in. Once anything sticks on that, that's it, you've had it. And they're going to think, oh, what if I stick it on wrong? Little top tip, just go down with a few blobs of your EVA. That will allow you a little bit extra time before everything sticks fast. So you're going to get your next page, little pocket near the spine. Now, what I tend to do is hold this part that's going to go on your red liner tape, hold this off your page first. Start this end and line up your card. Okay, so once you're happy that's all lined up, because as I say, this is quite quick grab. So I'm happy that's all square. Just run your hands down the side. Can you see I've still got my hand under here where the red liner tape's going? I haven't put that down yet. Okay, that's still in place. So make sure you're happy with that. And then the last thing you're going to do, take your finger away where the red liner tape is and push down. Yes, you're going to go in with that bone folder and you're going to burnish. Okay, because by burnishing, this is all the construction. Good mini book making is great construction. You get the construction right, they will last for years. And I have got mini albums that have lasted for years. What I've done just then was just take those flaps out. By taking them out, that means I can really give a good burnish now because it's flatter. Yes, I've got the pocket, so I can't do as much on there, but just apply some pressure and just make sure that glue is nicely dispersed. And because I've used my fine bottles, do you know what? I do not, oh, just take that top bit off there. I do not want my glue nozzle gluing together. I'll just glue that up. I haven't got any seepage around the edge. So it's great because I've got a lot more control. I've got ladies that come to my scrapbooking classes and they all say, these are a game changer. They said, Dawn, why didn't you bring me this to us years ago? These are a game changer. Ladies with dexterity problems, finding it so much easier. They've got more control. So this is what you're going to do to make your page. And you're going to do that all the way through. Okay, so you're going to do that all the way through the album. And this is what you're going to end up with. One that looks like this. So when you lay it, can you see all the pages are all nicely lined? Okay, doesn't matter which way they go. They're all nicely lined. And when you open it up, can you see it just lays nice and flat. So it's great to view when you're looking at it. And then obviously the last thing you're going to do is cut your photo mats, and you're going to cut your photo mats out of your A4 card that is in the bundle. Not got to think about it, and the cutting guide again is there for that for you. And you're just going to pop those in, okay, and that's it. It's just ready for you now to fill or decorate as you wish, and fill with photographs and memories. So let me just share you a couple of my finished ones. So this is the landscape and this is the medium size, okay, but the same thing applies if you sorry, this is the large size, but the same thing applies if you're doing the medium size, and that's the medium size. So can you see the difference? So you've got a choice. You can go medium bundle, large bundle. Choice is entirely yours. So I'll be over on the craft channel, so I'd love to see you if you could join me or hear from you. If anybody has made any of my memory books in the past at all, you know, the one I bought you from Pink Frog before, the square one, please do share some pictures and bring them in, or, you know, email into the studio, because it'd be lovely to see them. So that is what you're going to make out of your bundles, and you're going to make 4. So they could all be landscape and they could be portrait. Okay, this is the landscape. I will just do a quick video to show you the difference with the portrait, so don't worry. But let me share some finished ones. So again, this is using the Pink Frog stamps just to accent and decorate this up. I haven't used pattern papers at all, but you can see with the Pink Frog stamps, just adding these for your decoration. I've used the contrast because you've got black and white card in your bundles. I've actually put white photo mats inside my black album. So this is where you can make it as you wish. The choice is entirely up to you. So whether you want to decorate with stamps, okay, which is absolutely beautiful, and the Pink Frog stamps are perfect for this, and this is using the grey pencil technique that Hazel has bought you. Whether you want to decorate with papers, this is the medium size. So whether you want to decorate with papers, this time I put the pockets near the outside, just showing you the difference. So that's the pockets on the outside. Now, who likes what? That's pockets on the outside. And then let me share with you pockets on the inside. Can you see? But this is where you can turn these albums with your creativity and imagination into your albums. I've rounded the corners on these. Just by using different papers, it works. So this is the nice thing about it. And what I like to do with my photo mats is, let me get a piece of card. What I like to do with my photo mats is, yes, you put paper on it, but you don't want to cover the whole thing in paper. You're going to put photos on it. But if you just glue a little L, you can slip your photos. If you don't want to glue them down, you can put memorabilia like tickets or little information, place settings, anything you want, you can slide in it. So you don't even have to stick your photographs in if you don't want to. Choice is yours. But on each one you're going to have photo, 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 photo. and I would keep this bit for a little bit of journaling. So I would put a little bit, you could either write it on a piece of card and pop in there. If you don't like your handwriting, pop it on the computer and cut it out and stick it on there. There's lots of things you could do, okay? But these make great gifts for people, which I think are absolutely marvellous. So you can do gifts, you can use them for yourself, but they look brilliant just stacked on your shelf with all like your photos in. You could have different holidays, occasions, family events, honestly everything, recipes, anything you like. So that's the medium. That's the large. Let me bring a couple of more large ones in that I've decorated for you just to share with you. So that's the large. So you can see how nice they will look on a bookshelf. It's a bit hard for me to show you at this camera angle, but you can see they're brilliant. There's plenty of space in between for adding photos so it's not too bulbous. Okay, so that's absolutely great. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. If you haven't subscribed to my Dawn's Inspirations YouTube channel, please do, because then you won't miss out on anything that's coming. And pop over to my Facebook page and press like. Then you'll see all the events that I'm doing, Pink Frog and any other events that I'm going to be doing. So I'm Dawn McPhee. Thank you for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing you over on the Craft channel on the Pink Frog shows, bringing you these wonderful mini memory book bundles. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.